Trends in counterfeit money. Towns across the panhandles have seen an increase in counterfeit bill transactions in recent months. But law enforcement officials say there are plenty of tips and tricks that can stop customers from getting scammed. ABC 7's Kayla Conboy looked into the growing trend. She joins us live in the studio with more details on what to look out for. Kayla?
Lisa, the issue of counterfeit money hasn't necessarily increased overall, but businesses and banks are seeing more small bills that are in distribution. There's an increased number of fake 10s and 20s, but don't worry. If you know just what you're looking for, the difference is crystal clear. Take a look. Fake money is circulating fast through the area, and David Thomaside says his store has hands-on experience when it comes to dealing with counterfeit bills.
I've probably got several over the last year, but I think there's been $10 bills, $5 bills, nothing really large. It's harder to pass the larger amounts than it is the smaller amounts.
Police say new trends show a counterfeit increase in small amounts because they are less likely to attract the cashier's attention.
So often in these businesses, the people get busy. They're not paying attention to it at that particular moment. They don't take a half a second to look at it. So sometimes that's how the bills get by.
But there are several tricks to help stop counterfeiters in their tracks.
There are some commercial ways to detect counterfeits. You see the counterfeit pins used, and those are certainly useful in most cases. There are some cases where with chemical alteration or with some other ways to do it, the crooks have found a way to get around that, so it's not absolute.
People who have been working with money for years say the difference is crystal clear. They can tell when they've been handed a counterfeit bill almost immediately.
And I've handled lots of money, so it's pretty obvious to me. Maybe not everybody, but to me it's pretty obvious.
Tellers can recognize a fake bill pretty quick just by the feel, and they're a little bit more slick, and so that's probably the best way that tellers can tell.
Law enforcement officials say the biggest difference to spot is the texture and overall copy quality of the bill. Amarillo police say you can also look at the ink color on the cash.
This one is the same color no matter what angle you look at that, so that color changing ink is really important.
Even with all of these tricks, some bills are still slipping through the cracks, and businesses are preparing their employees to always be on the lookout.
If a customer gives me something that's counterfeit, then I have to give it back to them. They're taking the loss. If we accept a counterfeit bill, the company takes the loss. So it's just on who gets stuck with it, because the banks aren't going to get stuck with it.
In the state of Texas, getting caught with counterfeit money is a third-degree felony, which means 2 to 5 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. If you want to learn more about how to avoid getting scammed, head over to our website, abc7amarillo.com, for more tricks on what to look for. Reporting live from the Kennedy Broadcast Center, Kayla Conboy, ABC 7 News.